Welcome to Gaming Input. I'm Marky.
And I'm Freddy, and this is going to be part of 2 out of 2. Make sure if you haven't checked the first video, it's going to be in the link below. And with that being said, let's get started.
The deals at Microsoft Store continue, with one of my mentions being Fable 3 for $9.99. For those who aren't familiar with the series, it's a lighter dark choose-your-own-adventure type of game set in a medieval time. While this is the third one, I would say you don't necessarily need to play 2 in 1. It does have a lot of things that allude to what happens in those games, but it's ultimately the joy of getting to be whoever you want. You can be a good guy, you can be a bad guy, and what you do in those games influence what you have access to use and what you are able to do in the game. There are a lot of aspects of like real life stuff, and one of the biggest things that you can get married and have kids, own a home. That all kind of plays a part into things as well, which is of course pretty interesting to do. This was a game that was kind of pushing boundaries a lot of cases in the Xbox 360 era, and it's still a good time. It's got that kind of dry British humor that a lot of studios from there have kind of excelled in, and it's definitely worth a get because I got it up at $60 back in the day, so getting it at $9.99 is a great get at this price.
The next game I will talk about is What Remains of Edith Finch for $5.99. This is not made by a big studio. This is a very small studio, so the graphics is not going to be fantastic, but this game you'll play for the story. If you want the short story that you can play before you sleep, this is a great game for that. You're going to be just mostly walking and going through the death of a lot of family members, the family Edith Finch, and you're going to explore what happened to each one, and it's a little bit sad, and maybe that's why it's memorable. And definitely we don't see a lot of games like that, but it's very unique in that aspect, and the details that was put in the decoration of the house that you're visiting and the story about what happened about each character makes it a very unique game at a very small price, and that's why I'm recommending it.
Another game that's on the list is Alan Wake Remastered, down to just $20. This is a recent release, so it's definitely worth grabbing, and for those who have yet to play it, it's a remastered version, obviously, of the Alan Wake game that took place on the Xbox 360. Now, I haven't played it myself, but it has a horror thriller vibe to it. But the funny thing about it is that while this remaster is a big get, there is a sequel that's on the way, and I believe a show. There was a lot of info that Alan Wake's been on the tongues in a lot of in the gaming scene, and it's on my assumption with the success of the first game, it's going to be probably a big hit. A lot of people are keeping their eyes on the upcoming projects for Alan Wake, so those who want to kind of get in and get themselves ready with a strong foundation to get excited for what's to come, it's definitely worth a grab because I've seen it release and it was at $50, which is a lot to ask for a remaster in some cases. So getting it at $20 is even better because it's less investment, but more investment in the game for you to enjoy.
I'm definitely a big Batman fan, and seeing Batman Return to Arkham for $4.99 is a great deal that you can't really skip, because this bundle includes 2 Batman games that were released back in the PS3 and Xbox 360 era. It's a great games that will force you to think like Batman and try to attack and tackle things like Batman. You still be a detective and try to solve puzzles. The first game, Batman Arkham Asylum, you're gonna be versus the Joker in the prison, so it's very limited on what you can do. But Batman Arkham City is maybe the first game where we see Gotham in 3D world. Batman looks amazing. It has a lot of extra characters. I don't want to spoil it for you, but this bundle comes with a lot of the DLC that will allow you to play with Batman with a lot of different skins, maybe from the animation series, change it as you wish. And definitely worth playing if you haven't yet.
If you've reached that point of the video where if you've learned something new, or if you've just been saving money alongside us, feel free to click the like button as well as the subscribe, and even throw our comments. We're always paying attention down there to make sure our community grows as we continue to adapt more. We are branching into Instagram. We are doing YouTube shorts for all those flash sales that can happen over the course of only one day. So in addition to these, there's even more sales available through those channels as well.
Yes, that's right. And whenever we reach 300 subscribers, we're gonna give $10 Microsoft Store credit to our lucky subscribers, somebody who really follow our channel, like our videos, and maybe give us some comments. And even if you follow us on social media, you get an extra entry to increase your chances of winning. Anyway, let's get back to the deals.
The next game I'm going to mention is one that we've mentioned a lot on this channel. It's one that I'm personally advocating for, but there is an extra twist to it, which is Witcher 3 at $9.99. We have seen it cheaper, but this is a a complete edition of Witcher 3, meaning you get all the DLC. But one of the things that I've mentioned before, but I will mention here, it's now been official that in the later part of this year, the next gen upgrade for Witcher 3 will be available. So, like myself, I played a decent amount of the game. I haven't finished it, but I kind of am waiting. And I might start from the beginning, honestly, once the next gen version comes out, because I'm interested to kind of take advantage of the 4K and the fast loading times and such like that, because it's a great RPG, one that defined a generation of RPGs, even among the ones that we've mentioned already. And getting it at $9.99 is always great, because I get the impression that this price is going to shoot back up once the next gen like upgrade and stuff hits. It's kind of what happened with Cyberpunk. I know Cyberpunk is a bit of a different situation, obviously, but I want to keep mentioning this because it's still worth getting, even if you plan on playing it way down the line, so you can jump in on that next gen upgrade and be ready for it, so that you don't have to throw so much out of your wallet in order to enjoy this great game.
I'll definitely mention Golf with Friends for $4.99 on Microsoft Store. And this game, actually these deals that I'm going to mention in this video will all expire on June 7th. So make sure you grab them before these deals expire. Golf with Friends is one of those games that was released around maybe COVID time. We played it online a lot with my friends. We had a lot of laughs. So it's a great party games. If your friends are also willing to play these games online with you, you will have tremendous and a lot of fun. It's basically a mini golf style. But the levels can go crazy, like volcanoes. You can fly with the golf ball. You can do a lot of crazy fun stuff, and it will really challenge you. You can also have hockey style, like having a goalkeeper on the goal instead of having a hole of the golf to make it more challenging. You can even change the golf to basketball, make it even harder. Definitely recommend it at this price if you have, again, friends who are willing to get the game with you. Thank you guys for watching.
Yes, we greatly appreciate it. And of course, if you've played any of the games here, feel free to throw it out there. Or any of the games worth trying out, any new ones that you're looking to jump into, don't forget to shout it out, and always pay attention to our Instagram and YouTube shorts.
Also remember, if you got PS4, PS5, or Nintendo Switch, we have different playlists for those, so make sure you check our channel, and please subscribe. It will really help us a lot. With that being said, thank you guys, and we'll see you next week.
See you real soon.